Hi, Techie Tinker here today. Gonna work on our first project. Recently picked up this bike. It is the Poseidon Norton. They're really smart with their shipping. They go through, put it in a box labeled TV. That way, FedEx, UPS, whoever the particular carrier is, um, goes through and tries to take a little bit more care with the product. Uh, a lot of reviewers that I watched prior to purchasing this bike said that at $9.99 it was not a great deal. I'm new back into biking, so looking at a sub $1,000 bike that came with the 1x10 drivetrain, through axles front and rear, to me seemed like a great value. I did a lot of research on it before I purchased it, and then when I finally did decide to purchase it, it was on sale. So it's on sale right now for $6.99, which is a bargain. Um, you have Microshift Advent X 1x10 group set. You have hydromechanical disc brakes, so that's kind of a new thing. Um, I'm sure it's been around for a while, but it's new for me. Um, when I was riding more often, I would say, can't really say often, but it is. Uh, you know, hydraulic brakes were on upper end bikes, and then you had mechanical brakes. Always rode mechanical disc brakes. Had no issues with them, but the Poseidon here, or the Norton, is replacing this bike that I have here, which is a Kent Treveo that I picked up at Walmart. Threw some parts on it, converted it from the 1x9 drivetrain that it had to a Microshift 1x10 Advent X. So I'm familiar with the 1x10, the Advent X. I think it's a great product. Tremendous deal. I paid $165 for the shifter, the cassette, and a new chain. Um, Put it on there. I've been out of biking for a while, so it did not go well. I wound up taking it to the bike shop. They finished it out for me. It shifts amazing. Really happy with the bike. I got that on sale for $190. You know, it was the budget king for a long time. Um, Picked it up at Walmart. Who would have thought that Walmart would have quality bikes? But you know, we'll feature some of those bikes here in a little, or here later. I've had Poseidon bikes before. My gravel bike is actually the Poseidon Drop Bar X. Picked that up on closeout sale for $549. Another amazing deal. I'll have that on a future video also. It's a carbon fiber fork, Microshift Advent X 10 speed, 1x10. Noticing a trend here. I guess I like the product. So let's go ahead, get this unboxed, get it thrown together, and we'll take a look at it. First thing that I will notice when pulling the box open, they package it very well to make sure that nothing gets scratched up, and I like that. I like to make sure that when I spend my money, it's going to be protected and I get what I want. So we'll get this look thrown together, and I'll give some little reviews here and there as I'm going. So let's get to tinkering. So one of the first things, you know, not leaving well enough alone, it comes with cheap plastic pedals. Not doing those. To protect items during shipping, they actually have the discs not attached to the wheel, so I think that's a nice touch. As other reviewers have mentioned, there is a lot of packing foam in here. You'll see that as soon as I pull the frame out. It's not great, but you got to do what you got to do. So I applaud them for, you know, doing their best to make sure the product comes undamaged. Also inside this box, you have headset, sealed cartridge bearings, great thing to see, and a rear axle. So like I said, this bike is through axle front and rear, so it has plenty of room for upgrade. The fork it comes with is a Suntour XCM34, which is actually the same as what's on this one, except it's a 34mm versus a 30mm stanchion that the Kent comes with. So decent quality fork. It's a budget fork, but you know what? at $9.99, now $6.99. That leaves a lot of room for upgrades. And because it's a 27.5 tapered headset, or tapered head tube, you can throw anything on there and be very happy. So, enough talking, let's get to building. So like I said, it comes packaged very well. So I'm gonna be clipping for a while, and I'll probably figure out how to time lapse this so you don't have to see it all. But so I got a trash can here. So initially, compared to the Dropbar X, this saddle looks amazingly comfortable. The Dropbar X, the saddle it came with, it reminded me of the head of the Star Wars battle droid. I'll show that in a later video just so you can see, but little humor. Alright, so I got it unpacked. Still have a little bit on there just to protect things while I'm working. Got a little bit of grease I'm going to throw inside this head tube, just to give the bearing something nice to roll on. You know, not a whole lot, just takes a little bit. This bike's kind of unique in that the actual bearing cups are built into the frame. So, thought that was kind of an interesting deal. Lots of interesting little deals on this bike, and that's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with being unique and different. It's how we live. Nothing's the same. Everybody's a little bit different. They put a little bit on the fork. Just give it something nice to grip onto. Make those bearings feel nice. So installing seal bearings, taper always goes up. That way it fits into the race. Okay, come on. There we go. I do miss the old days of external bearing cups. It made life a whole lot easier. These integrated headsets, they look pretty, but tell you what, they're a pain in the butt. Give me an external stack headset or an external bearing cup headset any day and I will be happy. So one of the issues I've always had on that Kent is I can't get that headset to tighten up. It's not my first rodeo when it comes to a threadless headset. I've done them before, but that one just, it doesn't like me. One reason why it's getting relegated just to city life. I just don't trust it to go on the trail. I'm sure it's great, and I know it's an operator issue, but I don't feel like figuring out what the operator issue is. And you can find an amazing deal like this. Kind of relegates the operator issues to say, huh, okay. Interesting. These stem bolts feel weird, so it's probably just me. To be honest, it's probably the tool I'm using. I love Y wrenches. They're an amazing product. And yes, Walmart is coming out with some great tools. But maybe a Walmart Y wrench isn't the best thing. So I think I'll be getting another part here shortly, because I know this is a 4mm. Oh, that's why. The bolt's a little garfed up. That's why it's not fitting right. You know what? Bolts are easy to come by. And grab a different Allen wrench. There we go. If cheap Chinese isn't working for you, go with a little bit better quality Chinese. So again, good quality Y wrenches are amazing. Bad quality ones? Yeah. That's another zipper product there. It'll get replaced. So another unique thing that Poseidon does when they ship their bikes is they ship it with the derailleur hanger completely unhooked. So then all you gotta do is very carefully untangle the chain. Which usually it's not too bad. Like today, it wasn't too bad. There's my cutters. I will get an actual work table to work from eventually. But for right now, it is what it is. But I like that they don't ship with the derailleur hanger attached, because it just takes undue stress off the hanger. And it's super easy to install. I know, don't put bolts in and out. God, like. Yeah. It's a little grease between friends. But yeah, super easy to install, and you don't have to worry about a bent derailleur hanger. It is a narrow wide 32 tooth chain, so the part spec is actually very nice. And for $6.99, you know, it was a sub $1,000 bike, and now it's on sale for $6.99. I'll take it every day. I'm actually looking at their frames, and long as the boss approves, I may do a high-low series with the Poseidon Norton. Buy the frame, because the frame is $2.99. So for $2.99 you get through axles, front and rear, tapered head tube, all the good stuff. And looking at the weld quality, I'll show you up close here in a little bit once I get everything put back together. I'll grab you here in a second. The welds, you can't tell. They've cleaned them up very nicely. They look amazing. So yeah, tapered head tube, welds look seamless. You know, the only place they have exposed welds is down here by the crank and on the chainstays. But pretty color. It is emerald green with electric green stickers, and my pedals match them perfectly, so I'm very happy about that. So let me finish getting the wheels and stuff on. I gotta put the rotors on still, and then I'll give you my final thoughts before I do just a quick run through the gears. And here you have the Poseidon Norton. It's a pretty bike, not gonna lie. I love the color. You know, the routing is a little wonky, but you have the option to go external routing, which would change the routing a little bit, make it a little bit better. Let's go ahead and give you a close-up of the bike. So, tapered head tube, really pretty welds that they actually covered up wonderfully. Can't even tell except for right there. Suntour XCM 34 heavy coil fork. Give you an idea, I can go through and it's a bad idea what I'm doing here, but I can tighten up my bike stand all the way and the front end falls down. It's about a 7-pound fork. It's heavy. Tires look good. They're Kenda Slant Sixes. You know, for Oklahoma, not a bad looking tread. Again, Advent X 10-speed. It is an 11x50. So some of the part or cost savings that Poseidon was able to get was they're using an all steel cassette. When you look at the aftermarket, it's all steel also. So looks like Microshift on their 10 speeds are going with a little bit more all steel than a combination steel aluminum. Thru axles, front and rear, 15x110 on the front and 12x142 on the back, I believe. I'll put a little note in there if I get it wrong. Pretty sure it's a 12x142. Uses Quanta hubs. I'm sure that's their in-house brand or one of their in-house brands. Advent X shifter. Tektro brake levers. Feel pretty nice actually. And here's that hydromechanical brake I was talking about. So it's cable operated, but then you actually have a brake reservoir right here that will actually feed fluid to the rotor and give you a hydraulic brake. Kind of a cool deal. We'll see how it goes. It feels nice. We'll see how it goes when they break in more. They got to break in a little bit still. Again, they're June Tech. I'm sure it's an off-the-shelf brand someplace. All in all, I'm very pleased with this bike. I prefer longer stems, so this stem actually has a nice looking length to it. And then that's the namesake. The designer of this bike is YouTuber Spindat. So he worked with Poseidon to create the Norton, and Norton is his dog, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure that's what it is. We'll go with that. super comfortable looking seat. Looking forward to trying that out. Um, Single lock left grips. Good feel though. Not super thick, kind of squishy. Like the feel. And then the Bontrager pedals that I took off the Treveo matched that decal beautifully. Worked out a lot better than I was expecting. So, yeah, there you have the Poseidon Norton. Again, normally a $999 bike, on sale for $699. Tremendous deal. Buy it up while you can. I got it in size large. Traditionally, I ride mediums on my mountain bikes, but from everything I saw, they went with a lot of standover clearance, and if you look at the frame, it is designed to be a little bit smaller. So I'm 6'2", 300-ish pounds, a little bit over 300. Part of this is to lose some weight because I'm tired of being so big. But we'll see how this goes. And until next time, tinker on.